Hi everybody, happy day 3 of at-home learning. I miss you so much, but I've already started to see some really fun at-home learning activities and I'm really happy to see that. Let's get started with thinking about what today's learning activities are. So we're going to start with our phonics, and let's see. Our learning target for phonics today is I can read a sentence with digraph words. So we've been working on looking for digraph sounds. We've been working on spelling some digraph words. Now we're going to put them together with some sight words to read. So you're going to work today on the read and draw assignment. And this should be the next paper in your packet, and it should be right after yesterday's writing assignment. So yesterday you were writing about animals that depend on trees. In this story, on the back of that page or right after should be read and draw. Okay? So let me show you how we're going to do this. So the directions say read each sentence and underline the digraphs. Then draw a picture in each box to match the sentences. So the first thing you should be doing is looking for words that have digraphs, of course, after you write your name. Sometimes I forget. So first I'm going to underline digraphs. Okay, I see a CK, I see another CK, I see a TH, I see an SH, another SH. I like to do a double underline just so I can see it a little clearer. A TH and an SH. Okay. The next thing you can do, you don't have to do, but something that might be helpful is to circle sight words. Circle any sight words. So I know on, I know A was in the A of A at the. Then you'll notice there's just a few more words that haven't been underlined or circled, and those are words that you'll tap out. So now that you've gone through the digraph words and the sight words, your job is to now read the whole sentence by tapping the words out and reading the sight words, and then draw a picture that matches that. So I'll do the first one for you. Jack, Jack, sat, sat. Jack sat on a big rock. Jack sat on a big rock. So then I might think, what does that look like? If Jack sat on a big rock, I might draw the rock and then draw a friend named Jack sitting on the rock. Okay. Now, parents, I want you to try to let your kids read the words as much as possible. You might get stuck on a word, kids, but that's okay. I want you to try your best to sound it out because these are all words that you're able to read if you tap them out. Parents, if they get stuck on a word, especially a sight word, you can remind them of that. If they get stuck on a word that's not a sight word, like a word with a digraph or a 3-letter word, you can help them tap it out to read it. Okay? So you'll continue with the rest of the 4 sentences, and then just like always, take a picture and send it to me. I can't wait to see your beautiful drawings. All right, our next assignment is in reading and writing. So the learning target is I can determine the main idea of the text, Be a Friend to Trees. So in today's other video, you'll see me starting to read this story, Be a Friend to Trees. Make sure you watch that because it has a lot of really important ways that living things depend on trees. Then you're going to get your writing paper, which looks the same as the one we've been working on. It says Be a Friend to Trees response sheet. And you're going to draw and write one way that you learned about that living things depend on trees. So this time you might think about animals like we did in the last story, or you might be thinking about people, because in this story we talked a little bit more about how people depend on trees. So I'm going to show you an example, and then you can get working on your own. So you're going to write your name and the date. Today it's the 18th. And then you're going to draw a picture of a way that animals or people depend on trees. I have really liked the page about all the things that are made of wood. So I think I'm gonna draw a picture of me playing with something made of wood. I remember in my video I really liked to play with the baseball bat. So I'm gonna draw that. And I might draw the tree too to remind myself that the wood comes from the trees. So I drew myself holding a baseball bat, and the baseball bat comes from the wood from the tree. If you're feeling extra ambitious today, you might use, I'm gonna send families a copy of our word wall with some words from the story. So you might want to use one of those words. I think I could use the word bark in my writing today because the wood comes from the bark of the tree. So you can add that label to your writing just like you saw the labels in the story. And then in my sentence, and remember kids should be writing the sentence even if they don't get the words spelled right. You might say let me try that again. We get wood from trees. We get wood from trees. Remember, it's important to say the sentence out loud and tap the paper, the lines, so you remember where each word goes. So we, that's a sight word, easy. Get, finger space, get wood. Sounds kind of like a U. Wood. Remember, the spelling doesn't have to be correct. If you do know how to spell that word already, you can spell it how you know it. We get wood from bark. Bark. And I know that's on my word wall, which I'm going to send you a copy of so you can look at that too. Make sure you put a period at the end, and then check your writing on the bottom using the criteria down here. And again, take a picture of this and send it to me. If I get some really beautiful, wonderful responses that I think the class should see, I might send them to the whole crew too. All right, the last assignment for today, wow, we're moving pretty quickly today, is our math assignment. And our math assignment is similar to the work we've been working on all week. Today's learning target in math is I can solve addition word problems with objects and drawings. So just like yesterday, you're going to be using drawings to solve how many there are all together. Today, you're also going to think about the parts. Okay, so you're going to get lesson 18 problem set. Make sure you're working on the problem set. Remember, the homework is just extra practice. You're going to use the drawings and make some of your own drawings to solve. So I'll read you the problems and show you how to do the first one. So it says, Devin has 6 Spider-Man pencils. He put some in his desk and the rest in his pencil box. Write a number sentence to show how many pencils Devin might have in his desk and pencil box. So today what's a little different about this is that you get to decide what the parts are. So yesterday they showed you some were yellow, some were blue. Today you get to decide how many you want to put in his pencil box and how many you want to put on his desk. You might use the drawing to help you separate. So I might say, I'm going to put these ones in his pencil box and these ones in his desk. That way I can separate. Or you might color them in. And then I'm going to fill in the parts. So I have 6 all together. Remember, equals means all together. And then my parts. I've got 4 here and 2 here. Sorry, that wasn't a very good 2. Let me draw it again. So 6 is 4 and 2. If I were going to write this another way, because you'll see on the bottom problems there's 2 different ways. If I had the equal sign at the end, so if it said blank plus blank, then I would put the 6 here because there's 6 all together, and then write my parts. I have 4 here and 2 here. You don't have to do that. That's just, I'm showing you how to do the bottom part. All right, I'm going to read you the next problem. So the next one says, Shania made 7 necklaces. She wore some of the necklaces and put the rest in her jewelry box. Use the linking cubes to help you think about how many necklaces she was wearing on her body and how many are in her jewelry box. Then complete the number sentences. So remember, just like the last one, you're going to want to think of a way to separate these. You can either color some of them in and leave some of them blank, or you can color them 2 different colors, or you can circle some, whatever works for you. On the back side, you get to do the drawing. I really like this one. So it says Tommy planted 8 flowers. He planted some of them in his garden and some of them in flower pots. Draw how Tommy may have planted the flowers. So some of them in his garden and some of them in his flower pots. Fill in the number sentences to match your picture. The last one, you guys are going to get creative today. It says create your own story and draw a picture. Fill in the number sentences and tell your story to a friend. For that one, you can tell it to your family member. And I'm going to be looking especially at these ones today and looking for some very creative stories. So that's it for our learning today. If you need extra practice with this, you can work on the Lesson 18 homework assignment, or again, work on Khan Academy or Zern. And let me know if you have any questions or you need some help with this if it's a little tricky. And then if you're looking for some hands-on practice with the math, you might gather some of your cereal for today and separate some into a cup and some into a bowl and then make a number sentence. Or you might gather some of your Legos and put some Legos are going to make a building and some Legos are going to be on the floor. Or some go in your box and some go on the table. So you might get creative with that and think about ways that you can separate things and make number sentences for that. As always, remember to take pictures of both sides of your work and send them to me, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, everybody, have a good day, and I will see you on here tomorrow.